While the Senior Bowl is actively going on, there have been a lot of prospects that stood out. You could see Mike Green just absolutely bulldoze this guy right here, but he's been high on my radar even before this, so it's nice to see him actually performing there and just dominating. I mean, I don't know what else you call this, but it's also nice to know that there are other prospects that even aren't participating that I am actively interested in, and there's 3 people in the first round that I would actively like the Cardinals to pursue, and today we're going to be discussing that. There's 3 guys at the top of my list, a lot more easy to obtain than others, but let's go ahead and dive into some of these names real quick. Let me know down in the comment section below some of the names you guys have, and if you agree with my list. Let's roll into it. The first player we're going to be talking about is Abdul Carter. Now, this is somebody you're going to have to get while you trade up. This is not someone who's going to fall to you at 16. This is someone who will be a top 10, top 8 pick. The best consensus pass rusher, has the best pass rush set in the entire draft class. He's going to go top 8 to one of these teams. I don't know who it is yet, but this guy is an absolute freak of nature. Watching his Penn State tape, he is the best player on the field every single time he laces up on the defensive side of the ball. He's creating negative plays constantly, getting to the quarterback, can get sacks, and the only thing that he's not insanely fantastic at, that I think James Pierce Jr. is a little bit better at, is point of attack versus the run. But again, he's pretty good at that, so there's like no flaws in his game necessarily. The best pass rusher in the game, whoever gets him is going to get an absolute gem. This is a guy that is going to translate into college what he's doing into the NFL with no hesitation. I guarantee he's going to be fantastic. He's going to be elite coming into the league. And if we can potentially trade up for him, then that would be fantastic. It might cost a lot. I've seen him linked to Tennessee. I've seen him linked to a whole bunch of teams in the top 10. So this might be a little bit of a pipe dream. But at the end of the day, he is fantastic. If the Cardinals decide to make a move and trade up, if he falls to like 8, 9, or 10, which I highly doubt, because again, I've seen him linked to 1 to Tennessee, I could absolutely see the Cardinals pulling the trigger and going out and getting Abdul Carter. Someone needs to go ahead and put the picture out of the gas mask. Abdul Carter, what are you doing? He needs to fall to us. I would love that. Might be a little bit of a pipe dream. So let's go ahead and talk about some other people who might be available for the Cardinals. First up is Mike Green. Everybody before the draft or before the scouting and all of this has said he is too short. He played at a bad college. He has 17 sacks, but does that really mean anything at the end of the day? I don't know. But then you compare his statistics to somebody like Will Anderson. Mike Green is 6'3". Will Anderson is 6'3" as well. Mike Green, 251 pounds. Guess who's also very close to that? Will Anderson, 253 pounds. Their arms a little bit distinct, but guess what? He is very similar. The 40 times are also very close. Will Anderson was timed at 4.6, and Mike Green's 40 is a 4.58, or at least that's his estimated time. So, like, at the end of the day, like, he's not that undersized. And if he falls to 16, which is very possible, I could see the Cardinals absolutely snagging him because his tape is ridiculous. In the games he was playing non-ranked opponents, absolutely dominated, was the best player on the field for Marshall, just an absolute dog, an absolute freak. And a lot of people said he couldn't rush the passer, he couldn't play edge, and he proved that wrong as well. They also said he had small hands, just a whole bunch of BS that I'm not really buying into because, like I said, 17 sacks, 59 quarterback pressures, and like I said, when he played those non-ranked opponents, was dominating, and when he did play the ranked opponents, he looked like he could absolutely wreck the game. So, Mike Green, who had 17 sacks, 59 pressures with a 20.1% win rate and a 90.2 run defensive grade, I think it's safe to say that if he's here, the Cardinals need to do everything in their power just to not mess that up and take him. And yes, I think it is unfortunate because this clip right here is going to elevate his draft stock, so he might not be there for the Cardinals and he might go to a team in the top 12. Kind of sucks. But if he is there, which I'm kind of projecting him to be, but maybe it's one of those clips that do propel you way higher than we are slotted at 16, which would be unfortunate. It's like John Ross running the 40. His draft stock elevated, went in the first round. I thought that was absolutely stupid. Mike Green, if he goes in the first round, whatever team is going to get him, is going to get an absolute ball player, an absolute stud. Would suck, but if he's there for the Cardinals, you've got to do everything in your power to snag him up. This addresses another position of need for the Cardinals, edge trend. You guys see the back-to-back connection. If we can get either of those guys, that would be fantastic. But let's go ahead and pivot to the offensive side of the ball, where we're going to start with Emeka Egbuka. Just an absolutely ridiculous player. Somebody who can play in the slot, would be fantastic for the Cardinals, can actually get separation, which we struggled at. This would be a fantastic pairing, especially because he played at Ohio State with none other than Marvin Harrison Jr. We've seen this connection. This is a fantastic duo, and if they can reunite that Ohio State with Paris Johnson Jr., I think we would have a lot of chemistry on the field, and Kyler Murray would be able to get these guys the ball. It all depends on how Drew Petzing decides to scheme him, because Egbuka is absolutely ridiculous when it comes to route running. There's a lot of things in his game that I love, and he also became Ohio State's #1 reception yard leader. So in Ohio State, he is #1 with 2,804 total yards. Just a crazy season, just a crazy career, not even season. He was there from 2021 to 2024, put on a masterclass, put on a clinic, and if he's not the third receiver or second receiver off the board, I think people are tripping. I think it is probably, a lot of people are putting McMillan #1, which you do you. I hope Egbuka falls to us. People also have Luther Burden and Tez Johnson around the same as Egbuka, so I think that's kind of crazy. We don't know where Travis Hunter's going to play, but if Egbuka falls to 16, I think he's the perfect receiver for the Cardinals. Slot him in, put him in the slot, let Michael Wilson run the outside with freaking Marvin Harrison Jr. Hopefully he takes a massive step because we absolutely need that. And if he does, we're in a very good spot. We have our wide receiver 1, a slot receiver who can actually get separation, would be a huge upgrade over Greg Dortch. I think this is a can't miss prospect as well. And if we can bring him, I'm going to be insanely happy. Like, the more film I watch on Egbuka, the more I come away impressed. Like, his route running, like I said, ridiculous. The ability to find spots in zone, ridiculous. He can be a wide receiver 1 on a team, but he might be our starting slot, which would be amazing. He's so fast, good in short areas, can get down the field. Like, there's not a lot of flaws in his game. If the Cardinals can bring him in and hopefully polish him, which we haven't done a fantastic job at doing that with the receivers, we're going to be chilling. This would be a fantastic offense going forward, and we also have Trey McBride too, who you pair alongside him, a top 3 tight end in the league. This gives Kyler Murray every weapon in the book. There would be no excuses if we bring Emeka Egbuka in the first round. I just don't know if the Cardinals will dabble back-to-back when there is a lot of need in the trenches. That's the only thing that I'm not sure about. I am very uncertain, but if Monty Ossenfort does want to dabble, this is a receiver that I think would be fantastic for this team. And if you are going to dabble in, this is the guy you're going to want to bring in. Trust me, the film backs up everything I'm saying, and that goes for every single player that I mentioned today. Mike Green, the only thing that people have said is he's undersized, didn't play at a great school. He played at Marshall. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. I think he's going to come in here, he's going to translate, his game is going to work in the NFL, and he is going to continue to get better. That is a name I want. Abdul Carter, kind of a pipe dream, but at the end of the day, if we can trade up and get him, that's perfectly fine. That's someone that I don't necessarily see as realistic, but you never know. Just a prospect I really like. And then Emeka Egbuka, just the tape on him, like, I just keep walking away. Like, he would slot in so perfectly with this offense. Kyler would love him. This offense would love him. He would get so many targets. Hopefully, if Drew Petzing can learn how to scheme for receivers, which I think he's going to do. I think he's going to take a step up in this season. He knows it's a big problem. I think he's going to kind of pivot, and yes, we are a run-first team, so maybe it doesn't happen. A wide receiver in back-to-back drafts as a run-first team might not be the idealistic move, but if it is going to be anybody, I want it to be Emeka Egbuka. You let me know how you guys are feeling about my picks down in the comment section below. Do you like him? Do you hate him? What are the 3 players you would like to see us take in the first round? Just give me 3 options. Obviously, we're not landing every single one of these guys. We're going to land one person in the first round. It might not be any of them. So you let me know who you would like to see down in the comment section below. And also, if you guys are new to the channel and enjoyed today's video, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL related content. So if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But like I said, man, that is all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.